Hi, I'm Jim Shore. Today I want to talk to you about a piece that I recently finished for the 2018 Christmas season, which is right around the corner. This is, I guess, as an example of my style of artwork, probably as good an example as there is. You know, I started out with my license and through a lot of my earlier artwork focusing on the character of Santa Claus. I thought it was a fascinating character, and it can be done in so many different ways, from very primitive folk art to very elaborate, the Victorian and the very colorful and so forth. And I've done a number of pieces in each and every one of those styles. Now this style here, while it sort of evokes a Victorian, slightly Victorian look because of the coloration and the way they're dressed, it's more a combination of a folk art approach to a classical look. This, of course, is Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and the dress is somewhat Victorian, I guess. But the things that I've chosen to decorate this with, some of my favorite elements that I use. This element right here that I'm pointing to, this is comes right out of the standard quilt groupings that any good quilter will recognize that immediately. It's one of my favorite quilt designs. It's the log cabin, and the log cabin is kind of a spiral of alternating colors, so it always ends up being kind of like a square or a diamond shape, where diagonally half of it is in a dark tones, half of it is in light tones. Traditionally, the center is usually red, and that is because it's considered the heart of the hearth or the heart of the home. And then the log cabin squares themselves are positioned in different ways to maybe make a pinwheel, to maybe make sort of a chevron pattern, depending on how you match the dark and the lights together. And the quilters know all about that stuff. And it's a great design. And as you can see, it forms kind of sort of a kind of an ombre effect, which is a blending, shading, darkening effect as it goes down the rope. So I thought it was a good choice. And then it's it has these little appointments of stylized holly leaves, and then he's got some rose modeling that once again plays on the holly, the stylized holly leaf as part of the element. As for her, now this pattern down here, once again, this comes from Quilt Patterns, and this is sort of an elongated version of something that is frequently done as a seasonal expression in quilters, and it's got several names. One of it is simply the Christmas tree, and as you can see, it sort of fans down, and it's got a red top and it fans down. It's got some other names too and some other applications, but for this purpose I focused on the seasonal aspect of that particular design, and I thought it lended itself very well in the fact that it sort of cascades down on her cloak or coat here. I thought it was a good combination. We've added a little bit of what we call sugar glitter at the bottom, which is once again sort of a Victorian thing to do. You'll see it on a lot of the old vintage greeting cards and so forth that are seasonal. So and yet it's got the very expressive, very detailed faces in a very sort of almost classical way, as well as the folk art elements of the faceted carving that creates this sort of visual texture. So all in all, I think as an example for a collector or for anybody who likes my type of artwork, this is an excellent piece to have. It'll undoubtedly be available on the website, jimshore.com. I hope you like this piece. It's one of my favorites. And go to the site and see what else you might like for the season or for some of the other everyday pieces we have. Okay, it was nice to be with you today. I'll be with you again soon with some other things that I've created, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.